What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and we're looking at more of y'all's theories. Last day, y'all. Let's get all our fun theories in today, and then come back for the Indigo disc tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna start this video talking about the idea of Kieran being in a time loop. I've talked about this a bit on my channel. It's something I want happening so bad. To summarize, it's like this. After we beat Kieran and Terapagos, somehow Kieran gets sent to the past, and he's the man who's taking care of Ogerpon in the past. Under any other circumstance, this kind of crackpot theory makes no sense, but as I've said a few times, because this is Scarlet and Violet and the whole theme of this game is time travel and paradoxes, for once we can speculate this crap. The main fun in this is just to have this theory in the back of our head when we're enjoying the Indigo disc, so that you can pick apart when certain dialogues pop up and look carefully at Kieran to see if anything happens that discredits this theory. But honestly, instead of going through the points, I'd rather just bring up one odd thing that happens in the Teal mask, which is that no one in the village knows the truth about Ogerpon. But then you got Kieran. Now initially it seems like Kieran knows the truth about Ogerpon, not actually. He just resonates with Ogerpon because Ogerpon was alone and casted away from the village. As Kieran explains later on in the DLC, he always feels casted away by everyone. Even though he's close with his sister and all, he always feels like they're making fun of him behind his back, or they don't like him. So he likes Ogerpon because she was strong all on her own and didn't care what anyone thought. So that's the real reason as to why Kieran likes Ogerpon so much, right? It's kind of blasphemous that he likes the ogre that attacked the village and just publicly displays it. But something weird can be noticed in the DLC if you look back through it, which is that Kieran doesn't seem to care much once the true story is revealed about Ogerpon. When Kieran is secretly eavesdropping, when the grandpa's talking about what really happened with Ogerpon back then, he never shows a reaction to that. They never show in game him being like, see, I knew it, the ogre was good after all. He somehow knew the ogre was good. Not he wanted the ogre to be good, he knew the ogre was good, which is a really weird thing if you think about it. And then his grandpa even supports this idea by saying he feels like Kieran might have intuited the truth. In fact, the first comment he does make about it a bit later in the story is, "You knew, didn't you?" This is a big line here. You'd think it'd be a huge moment for him to react to the news that his favorite in the story was actually in the right. But no, the game ignores that opportunity, and you never get to see that satisfying reaction in Kieran that as the only person that believed in Ogerpon, he was right. It's kind of hard to find some meaning in this. It's not like he read all the stories about the ogre and just wanted her to be good. It's like he really did already know. He never reacts to hearing the truth. It's very weird, y'all. What sense do you make of it? And to add to this, Kieran himself says some weird things. When we're going through the festival, and Carmine got the freaking monkey Dory mask. It's kind of adorable still. She's like, oh, Loyal 3, you're sick. And Kieran laughs and he's like, man, you don't even know anything about the ogre. Most of the kids in town wear masks of the Loyal 3, like me. Did I mention there are heroes? Hey. What are you laughing at? How could he say these words with such confidence? It's one thing to have a theory that the ogre is good, or to just want the ogre to be good, but to straight up say, y'all don't know anything about the ogre. Kieran, there's no written pages anywhere for you to have learned the truth. There's a lot of weird stuff happening. And then also, Kieran says as a kid, he always goes up to Oni Mountain and waits by Ogerpon's cave, but Ogerpon never comes out, which means she's always hiding from Kieran. There it is, the dreaded den. This is supposed to be the ogre's home. At least, that's what everyone says. I come here all the time, but I've never seen it. You would think if Kieran, who's probably done this for like, if he's 14 right now, he must have been doing this since he was like, what, 6, 7? So for like almost 10 years, Kieran is always coming up to the mountain, wanting to meet Ogerpon. You would imagine Ogerpon, yeah, she's shy, but eventually she's gonna see young Kieran, always there, and connect with them. And also, Ogerpon's got the Teal mask. She's confidently strolling through the festival because she has the mask, so she feels a bit more comfortable. It's only when she loses the mask that she doesn't want to meet anyone. So if she got the mask, I can't understand why she would always hide from Kieran. And I don't have an answer to this mystery. One, Ogerpon specifically hides from Kieran so much that when we finally save Ogerpon from the Loyal 3, and Kieran's like, hey, I want to be the one to give the Teal mask, Ogerpon doesn't even really look at his face. She's just kind of scared. So Kieran gives me the teal mask to give to her instead. It's like something just won't let Kieran and Ogerpon connect. And then even when the opportunity arises for us to tell Kieran about Ogerpon, Carmine makes sure that we can't tell him. That has to sound out as a weird detail to y'all, right? That Ogerpon, somehow Kieran never ran into her. But Ogerpon clearly was always right beside. You could say it's the way the world works, how time works. That because time flowed a certain way, it just would not let Kieran get close to Ogerpon, no matter how hard they try to meet each other. It's weird. Oh yeah, frick. No, yo, I have to tell y'all this as well. Hey, so let's go by this Kieran time loop idea, right? There's something kind of cool here. Around this time, Carmine says Ogerpon's probably scared with new people. And all it shows is Kieran doing the 3 dots. Y'all get what I mean, right? New people. Kieran wouldn't be a new person at all. The triple dots. Now, since Pokemon is a fantasy world, we can come up with some crack lanes. So, I thought about this for a long time. So, what if it's a bleeding effect? That Kieran is inherently feeling the paradox of how he spent time with Ogerpon. And that's why he knows where her heart is and that she's not the bad one of the story. Or here's another explanation. Since he lives in Kitakami, which has this little Terapagos pool in the middle, which has no narrative purpose at all in the teal mask, aside from fixing Ogerpon's mask. So imagine maybe one day when Kieran was young and he went by the crystal pool, Terapagos' energy caused that bleeding effect. So maybe Kieran, without realizing he's the one from the story, kind of got visions of what happened that day. Because his memories, they paradoxically started bleeding together. Imagining Kieran had visions of living with Ogerpon and being jumped by the Loyal 3. If you imagine Kieran had those visions and then look at the whole Teal Mask story play out, everything makes a lot more sense. Especially when you look at Kieran laughing saying you don't know anything about the ogre and him really wanting to meet the ogre again. Tell me I'm onto something, y'all. Let's just go to y'all's theories. Lore about Terapagos' powers. Hello T-Tar, this isn't really about Dokutar or Kieran. It's more a theory on how Terapagos' wish granting really works and another reason he's a dream Pokemon. It starts with the Terra Crowns. The reason they look like a light bulb or balloons and other man-made things is because they're a manifestation of how the whole region sees each type in their mind. This is absolutely true, man. Of course, you would imagine each person would see the crowns slightly different, but they pretty much simplified it to where we're seeing each crown as something we associate with that typing. Terastallizing itself is a dream each Pokemon has. That's why the chef that changes your tier type says his dishes are life-changingly. They outright modify which each type Pokemon dreams to become. So y'all, I forgot I wrote this down last week. Y'all, I have freaking proof. Terapagos is a dream Pokemon. This blew my mind. I didn't notice it when I first played through Violet a year ago. So, it's all about perception, right? Terapagos grants your dreams. He makes the world change depending on what you want, right? So hear this. It is such a simple detail, but it's like proof that Terapagos is manifesting your dreams around you. You ready for this? So when I was playing Pokemon Violet and fighting Turo, which by the way, I was half not paying attention to the fight just cause it's such a sad part of the game. So I'm just like playing looking elsewhere. But guess what? When you're fighting Turo, the entire crystals around you, they turn purple. Which is kind of crazy, right? It means whatever the crystal room is, which we still don't know. We could be inside Terapagos' ball or something. But whatever it is, it's on high alert mode. And then we also know that Sada and Turo created this giant AI to automatically run the time machine, as well as their AI assistant to be managing stuff. And all of that is one giant system. So that, when you beat AI Sada and Turo, the entire system goes haywire on you and it turns into that purple color to alert, sucker, I'm gonna kill you. But something's off here, because I do not remember it being purple. What I remember it being was red. Please don't go back up there. The disrespect. The mental games begin again. The entire AI is a copy of Turo's mind and dreams. So it reflects future Pokemon, how he sees them. it reflects the violet book. So the entire room, when you put it on high alert, it turns purple. So I went back and rewatched my Scarlet playthrough. Y'all, Sada's room turns red. Because her version of her copy of her mind and dreams is of how she sees the past, and she associates it with the Scarlet book. So this is proof that the entire room is bending to each professor's minds and dreams. It's literally shown to us from the start. Terapagos, everything in this game is about dreams, and I'll even leave you with this. Another thing I wrote down is when Turo's being sent to the future, what he really says is, he looks at Arvin, Penny, Nimona, and you, and he's like, I envy the freedom you have. And so what the time machine also grants him, along with being able to go to the future, is his dream of being free. The time machine, whether it's a time machine or not, it grants him his dreams at the end. He just wants to be free because the AI is locked to Area 0. Because if it's not in the Zero lab, I don't even think he can go, or she, whichever AI, I don't even think it can go outside to the normal Area 0 area. They're stuck in that lab. So wherever you find them sitting, that's pretty much as far as they can go. So all they want is freedom, and that time machine, which is probably a dream machine, what it really grants them is their freedom. See, I know this game's been out for a whole year, and in the back of our head we might have thought, oh yeah, it's purple and red, but it's only as we get close to the Indigo disc and see the other details line up that we can go back to that and realize, yeah, Terapagos is a dream Pokemon. And so this goes back to what I was saying 2 videos ago with what they're gonna reveal when Briar takes us down to Area 0 about the Paradox Pokemon, and how they're not gonna tell us. They're gonna keep it ambiguous between being past and future Pokemon and dream Pokemon. Alright, I'm gonna call it quits, y'all. Make sure you shank that like button, and I'm gonna see y'all later today with more ideas, or tomorrow, which means episode 1 of the Teal Mask. Thank y'all for watching all these theories. Remember y'all, the main reason I hit you with all these theories and had fun is I want to fill your mind with fun ideas so you can maximally enjoy the Indigo disc. You don't want to go in without ideas in your mind. You won't be able to enjoy it that way. So I hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all either later today or tomorrow. Take care.